Dear all monks, all nuns, and all practitioners for us, even though long-time practitioners, new practitioners, we have a goal, an objective to spread the Dharma. Sometimes we have thought that we don't understand yet. How can we propagate the Dharma? For the proper Dharma, for the right Dharma, is to eradicate the self-attachment, to sweep out the attachment. And everyone has the responsibility to keep the Dharma, to maintain this Dharma. It's not just the long-time practitioners, but the new time, new practitioners. We all have the responsibility to spread the Dharma. This is so in the past, some of the patriarchs, when they encounter Dharma, when they listen to the Dharma, even just one sentence, they may get enlightened. And they, some of the patriarchs, they have done that. They accomplish the way. Sometimes they just listen by just one sentence. There's a saying, a statement made by the Buddha. The Buddha mentioned when there's a Buddha, when there's an enlightened one, one that accomplished the way, there will be many people try to exist, try to help out, try to be close to the enlightened one, so that they help spread the Dharma. So as a practitioner, we need to rely on the proper Dharma, the right Dharma. So sweep out the self-attachment is very simple. So sweep out self-attachment, it's just a terminology, but it has a broad meaning. So that's why the patriarchs temporarily taught us another way, so that we can look at when we sweep out the self-assessment by saying no gaining, no seeking, and no fear. So all the skillful means taught by the enlightened ones, by the Buddha, is from low level to the high level, to and all these teachings is about to let go of the self, to break through the self attachment. And if we can follow his teaching with the right principle, eventually we'll get to the enlightenment, the state of enlightenment, will accomplish the way. So our responsibility is just like the people from the past. We need to practice, and so that we can. It's like uh, keep lighting, keep the light going from time to time, from generation to generation. So for the proper Dharma, for the right Dharma, it's very important for us to participate and to keep the practice going. So now it is time for us to bring up a question anyone might have or any experience. Namo Sakamuni Buddha, dear Master, and the assembly. I have this knowledge, view and knowledge. When you mention about the teaching from the Buddha and the patriarchs, you mentioned that when we listen to the teaching, right there, we may get enlightened. If we don't, then we keep the doubt. So he said, sometimes, even though when we practice, and sometimes we be able to recognize our wrongdoings or mistakes, but we keep doing it. He was saying, he is saying that sometimes we already recognize the wrongdoings, but we try to have a mind to have the mindset to correct it, try to, and then sometimes we end up having attachments, and then it's not easy for us. A lot of us really want to correct our mistakes, our wrongdoings. But a lot of time we want to stop, not from not doing it, but the consciousness keep going, being active. And there are times it leads us to the mindset of seeking, gaining, and then also we have fear in our mind. So he is saying that he just mentioned the enlightened ones stated that the ordinary being is very tall-headed, very stubborn, not easy to teach, not easy to follow the advice. So sometimes when we're sitting in the meditation hall, try to practice, but the things pop up in our mind, like the knowledge and view, and this will also give us obstacles about the practice. So can you give us some advice so that we can strengthen our practice and believe in all mind? In reality, all the Buddhist teachings, explaining in the sutra, for example, in the perfection sutra, he stated that because our body is keep turning and it give out the wrong perception, like the house is turning. We see house and environment is turning, revolving around. So then we have a thought, say, oh, we need to stop the house and the environment from revolving. So when they stop, when the dizziness stop, and then we see the environment and the house stop revolving, and then so when they see this and they ask the Buddha, and so the Buddha said it's just the wrong perception we are having. So because due to the action that we're doing, like we try to turn ourselves around and around. That's why we see this environment is revolving, is going around, going in a circle. So because of our active consciousness, an example from Master Laikwa, when we try to when we boil the water, and if we want the water to cool down, we have to stop the fire or take the fire out so that it will cool down. But if we just keep the fire going, then the water keep boiling. So because of consciousness, it doesn't stop. It never stops. So if we can stop this mind, then that's when the Bodhi mind manifests. So it has to do with us because we create it in our mind. So when we're talking about birth and death, if there's no birth and death, there should be no nirvana. We're talking about birth and death, that's why we're talking about nirvana. So like another example, when we're sitting on the boat, and then when the boat is moving and we look at the shore, if we see the shore is moving, that is wrong perception. So that's because of a wrong perception. Another example, like when we have a stick of like a fire, and then we revolving that the stick that has the tip of the stick has a fire, and then we keep moving around, and we see the circle of the fire. So what he tried to say here is, if we can stop this consciousness, then we'll be clear about ourselves. So he just mentioned an example about the monkey and the horse as well, because the consciousness is always moving, is always active. So for us, it has been developed from beginner's time. So it become a habit. So like that should be self, but we attach to it. So and that's why we see that we you just mentioned about emptiness, and emptiness has nothing. It's empty. So for us, we create a lot of things in our mind, and that's include the self as well. So because of this, we always go after the duality, and we will stay in duality. So if we can believe in our own mind, and so if we believe that we still have the wrong perception, or we still in a dream, and if we know the direction so that we can get out of this dream, then we can get out. So we need to always rely on the triple gem so that we can practice correctly according to the principle. And then eventually we can return to our true self. So because everyone has a different level of understanding. So that's why the Buddha gave out 84,000 ways for all beings to practice. So if we practice correctly, with the skillful means, with the experience, then we will return to our true home. So the teaching is the written text prajna, and if we can follow this written text prajna, another word is teaching, proper teaching, then we'll get to the contemplation prajna, and then we'll get to the true prajna. So when we're talking about contemplation prajna, when we practice, when we maintain the practice, that is contemplation prajna. So when we believe in our own mind, that is we still try to it will lead us to the true prajna. So if we have the contemplative prajna, then it will lead us out of the duality. So we have So we need to have a mindset of taking responsibility. We have the responsibility. So just like a student, if he or she has his or her responsibility, then he or she will be diligent in her or his study. So for us as a practitioner, if we be diligent in the practice, if we put effort in the practice, then we'll accomplish the way. So for us, any one of us, if we eat, we get full. If we practice, we accomplish the practice. If we don't, then we don't eat, we don't get full. And if we don't practice, we never get accomplish anything. We say if we don't practice, we're not going to get enlightened. So now we invite Kim Ying to speak. Namo Sakamoni Buddha, dear Master, dear monks, nuns, everyone. So can you talk about more about prajna? Because my friend has a question about this too. So when we're talking about contemplation prajna, so we're talking about the practice. So for a new beginner, so the Buddha mentioned go against all by hearing nature or seeing nature in the Suragama Sutra. For ordinary people like us, we stay in the duality and we keep thinking wrong, right, bad, good, beauty and ugly, wealthy and poor. And then and we never feel that we have enough. And because of this judgment, and that's why we have the attachment, the self-attachment, and all other attachments. So for the Buddha's teaching, he taught us to have the inflow thought, not the outflow thought. It's not that he tried to stop us from thinking, from discrimination, but we can do that, but we're not dwell on it or abide to it. We're not attached to them. So like when we see a flower and we see the flower is not fresh anymore, like beauty, look nice or not look nice, then we give our judgment and we dislike or like, then that's what he tried to say. That's not the, and that's what will give rise to attachments. So for us, even if we are wealthy or not wealthy, we need not to give a discriminatory thought in our mind. Saying is easy, but when we have the mindset of not discriminate, it's not easy. because we have the self-attachment. That's why. So the habits of sentient being, we just mentioned one of the habits, like female and male, and when they interact and they give rise to emotional love, and then they discriminate, and then they give rise to love or hatred, loving or hatred, love or hate. So for what he tried to say, we need to be careful. We're talking about contemplation. Sometimes when we contemplate the ugliness, and it may turn into beauty. So we have to be careful. So it doesn't matter what method we practice. We need to practice correctly according to the principle. Otherwise, we're gonna have the attachment. We're not gonna let go of the attachment. So for this method, is to leave behind the duality, but it's not really avoid the conditions or the things that we the environment that we encounter. We still can interact, but we don't give rise to thoughts like like and dislike. So now we understand the skillful means from the Buddha. We keep the practice going so that we can let go, leave behind the self-attachment and all attachments. So you just get an example, like people go into casino, they want to win, and but at the end, win or lose, is still we end up losing. So that's why in the work, the people keep saying the gamblers they'll become poor. So in the world, there are a lot of desires, and it will tempt us. So our practice, when we have the inflow thoughts, then we'll be clear about ourselves. And we will not get distracted or get dragged into the worldly desires. But when we listen to the Dharma, we really understand the Dharma. We know that it makes sense. But when we try to practice, it's not easy. So it's like a person who is hungry, and the person who try to explain the food, and that person need to eat the food in order to get full. Keep the explaining about the food, person will never get full. Stay hungry. So for our practice, asking the question, Master Andy Cloud, Xu he mentioned when we practice this way, we'll get to the origin of ignorance. We get to the state where no thought arises. But now we give rise to thoughts. When we about dying, when we are dead, we still give rise to thoughts, thoughts of pain, thought of worries, and this is all has to do with the self-attachment. So then sometimes the anesthesis will give us unconsciousness, and we don't have any feeling. And so that's not the universal knowledge. That's not the like the enlightenment. That's not the So a lot of people, when they encounter this Dharma door, when they listen and they heard that ask the question, but try not to find a solution, try not to find an answer, and they it's hard for them to accept. So so the picture say is our practice is like chewing a piece of wood, a piece of rotten wood. Uh, it just keep chewing, then we'll have the flavor. So our practice, if we don't have the practice, we're more likely to stay with the outflow thought, and then because of this, we give rise to all kind of discriminating thoughts in our mind. So when we ask a question, so to give rise to the doubt is not about finding the answer, the solution to the question. So the state of Plato is a state when no thought arises. So any koan, any questions of the practice is to lead us to the state of no thought arise. That is the origin of the consciousness. This is state to let go of the duality. If we still have a thought of right and wrong in our mind, that is not the prajna. That's not the contemplation prajna. That is not the function of the prajna. That is the point that's considered a thought of the death, the thought of. So just keep asking the question. So for the new beginner, long time practitioner, we still have to ask the question. So new begin new practitioner or long time practitioners, we still have to ask the question, keep rise to doubt. So we have to be careful. If we're not careful, then we may lead other people in the wrong path and the wrong practice. So our objective or our goal is the Huato state, the state no thought arise, not the question. So if we're clear about the practice, then we can practice and we'll get we'll accomplish. So like he mentioned, like when we doing our working hours or when we're busy, just keep doing it. But after that, after the working hours or our duty, our responsibility, after that, we just go back to our practice. It's just like a student when he listen or she listen to the lecture, just keep listening. But after that, just come back and try to solve the problem. So he just try to give us example. The practice, our practice needs to be like the parent and the baby. The baby in the baby's mind, they always the babies always have the mind of want to see the parent. Uh, so if we have the practice, just like the mind of a baby wanted to be close to the parent, then we'll accomplish. We'll get, yeah, we'll accomplish our objective. So I would like to answer this one. So is it anger, greed, anger, and ignorance? Is it self-attachment? Is it precepts, samadhi, and wisdom? Is it to eradicate the self-attachment? When we practice this way, this is if we practice this method, it's called the meditation precepts and include all that. What he means is include precepts, samadhi, and wisdom. So if we keep the practice going, we'll be clear about this. There's a person, a disciple, Đường-Tu, the master, Sơn Siêu. He came over to the six patriarchs, and six patriarchs asked him, what was you learned from Sơn Siêu, master, and or what is he teaching? So he told the six patriarchs about the precept, samadhi, and wisdom. And six page went on to explain it to him. It's different what the six page is teaching. So the master is just trying to say when we practice, if we give rise to the doubt, then it is include all of this, which is precept, samadhi, and wisdom. So if we maintain the doubt, it's like there's no discriminating thought in our mind, and that is so when we're talking about non-discrimination, we talk. It's not like we don't know anything. We can still have judgment or distinguishing thought in our mind, but we know what to do, and we don't get attached to this. So what he tries keep saying that if we practice, keep the practice going, we'll be clear about the practice. Namo Sakamuni Buddha.